Okay, it has been a while. The last time we streamed was Bulldogs against someone. Against Adelaide. Yes, Bulldogs against Adelaide in round 13. We're back. Obviously, I was watching the World Cup. And then I went on holiday, literally a day after the final, for a week. And it's been a week and a half since then. I just had a lot of videos to work on. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to bring you streams today, Saturday and Sunday. There's also a Sunday night game. But it's nice to be back. Need to clear this mess on this table. I've got to keep moving a box just to see my monitor. The stream chats have got bigger now, it seems. Got wider. I guess it's flipping heck. Hello Fiona, how you doing? Chats have got so much bigger. I think that should be fine. What was that kick? So I'm gonna make. Which one is? I don't know. I guess I can. Yeah, I can just do that. Yeah, that way we can still. That works. Bang. Hello T Colin, how you doing? Can't be missing those. It's the commentator said the exact same thing just a second later. We should have 2 goals right now. Unbelievable. And Brisbane could get a goal now. After we should have been 11 points up. Goal Brisbane. That's why you can't make those errors. You can't miss those easy shots. Because it's gone from we could have been 11 points up to seconds later it's a draw. Look on the bright side, it's not North losing. Fair enough. That surprised me though when I checked yesterday. I was just like, wait, what? What happened? Hello T Cullen, how you doing? Yeah, I'm surprised by the Dogs as well. West Coast did well against them as well a few weeks ago, right, at Marvel. Bulldogs beat them, but it was they ran in pretty close as well. Goal for the Lions and they lead. It's all going back to that miss. when they had just one behind and we had 7 points. We had a set shot that we should have scored a goal from. I remember the very start of the season, the Dogs had a lot of like injuries and a few issues, but they were still picking up some big wins. But losing to North is a pretty big contrast. Hello Tyson, how you doing? Welcome. So yeah, I should be live tomorrow as well for Adelaide Richmond, and on Sunday for St Kilda Carlton. I'm working on both days. I'm working today as well, and I worked yesterday, but yeah, I work in the afternoon obviously, so I'm usually okay. Sunday's my birthday, so that's like basically a birthday stream, and it's St Kilda v Carlton. Losing Darcy was a killer blow. I swear the Bulldogs always have major injuries. Like every single year it happens, like at some point in the season. It can be a very unlucky team sometimes. There's always someone major out for a little bit. When depends on the season, but it seems to always happen. Thanks, Lee Connor, I appreciate it. Happy 21st. You're exactly 10 years off. I don't need to specify which direction you're 10 years off. You're lucky to make the 10 now. Yeah, well, you have got an 8-point cushion on. Well, actually, you got 8-point cushion on Carlton, but you got a 12-point cushion on St Kilda. So you might just about be okay. Just about. But obviously, if St Kilda win and GWS win, then with 2 games left, that is a bit of trouble. North are right there with Saints and GWS. Obviously, play the game more, but that's quite interesting to see. I was hoping that the Hawks could potentially leapfrog Sydney, but we're not doing so well so far at the Gabba. But it's only a 5-point deficit, low scoring game, of course. To be fair, I tipped Brisbane to win this game, so even even with my hope, my mind still says Brisbane Lions win. But now that I'm watching the game, the fact that we're keeping it relatively close makes me believe a little bit more. Brisbane just missed. They probably should have got a goal just now. It's a 6-point deficit. What's also mad is the GWS Giants ending Fremantle's winning streak and then losing to Essendon. That's just that's something else. Brisbane another opportunity, so behind again. I am alive indeed. Master's been a member for 26 months. Brisbane definitely have been dominating the last few minutes. I would like quarter time. Or a really nice passage of play where we keep possession. We have it right now. Okay, here we go. There's an umpire whistle, I think, no? Advantage, advantage. Oh, we got a mark, to be fair. Nice, that's better. Better angle for that one. Can we get this one in? Unlike the one we missed earlier. Not the worst scenario to be only a point down at quarter time if we get the goal here, but you never know. Missed an easy one already. What was that? This might be a long day, a long night in Brisbane, long morning over here. Got Chris out once I left Australia. Oh, so something's happened there. You just had once since you returned from the USA. Yeah, they've fallen off hard. I'm very surprised. I thought they'd build on last season. They finally made finals and they won a final. And now there's more spaces in the finals and they still won't make it. It's crazy. North looked really good to me. Yeah, there are always games where they look very good. Yeah, and the other games that look really bad. They're very like. Sometimes you don't know which North Melbourne you get. It's quarter time. Give me a couple minutes. I'll be back. Just go to the toilet. Alright. Sorry, I just literally sat back down. Your chat just disappeared. Why? That's strange. Ten-game losing streak for the Suns, next versus Eagles of 8 straight losses. Now that's a stat. Can you imagine someone said Gold Coast had a bigger losing streak than West Coast before the season started? Brisbane going to get an easy goal now from Cameron. Everyone else has won at least one of the last 4 games. Interesting. And that includes Essendon, who beat the Giants, who beat Freo. Rock, paper, scissors on steroids. I mean, I tipped Brisbane to win. I expected Brisbane to win. I expected to wake up seeing Brisbane winning. But it's just like, because of the way we started the game, we didn't seem that bad. We've been playing well this season, the last set of rounds, aside from that Melbourne game. But I just thought, yeah, we will lose this one. But the first quarter was pretty close. Missed a couple shots that we should have scored. Scored a goal from. But now, Brisbane have a bit more control. So it's going to be a long night or morning. I still got work today. Chances to kick 14 goals in the quarter against Brisbane. Oh yeah. Another mark, this time for Hipwood. Brisbane finding form at this stage of the season might be a bit scary. There's another goal for the Lions. There we go. Brisbane have come out second quarter and they've continued the domination they had at the end of the first. Indeed, it was a very good mark and a good finish too. Honestly, I completely forgot they got battered by Carlton, but now you've made me remember now. I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember checking that last week. But they were finding form before that. I need the Giants to win. I don't know who they're playing this round, but I need them to win. Playing Gold Coast at home, yeah, they'll win. And St Kilda playing Carlton. That's if St Kilda beat Carlton and Giants win, that's nice. That's oh. How have they got to go out of that, man? Flippin' heck. It's a good little finish from Morris, but my word. We're asleep in defence. We're asleep. What happened? We should have 3 goals in the first quarter. Flippin' heck. Yeah, I plan to watch that. It's a night game, so it opens up the opportunity. It's also on my birthday, so it wouldn't be. It would be quite entertaining to watch that in the morning. Logan Morris has 50 goals for the season. Not too bad. I mentioned in the Discord that Geelong could make top 4. Obviously, they're currently sitting in 7th, but they've got some easy games. Their last 3 games are very easy. With Hawthorn losing this, obviously Hawthorn play Brisbane anyway, so obviously one of those teams would be, missing out at least. But Geelong beat Essendon. There's opportunities for them there. Then they got North after that. Although North, based on yesterday, you never know. And then they got Richmond last. They win those 3 games. Takes them to 60 points. Whether that's enough, we'll find out. We've got Collingwood next. And we got West Coast away at the very end. Sunday night game, West Coast v Hawthorn. Could actually watch that. Last game of regular season. Did I get many here for the World Cup final? In the chat I got a few. But not as many as this, no. I'm trying to think where... The video did fairly well, but the semi-finals did a lot better. Well, I did one semi-final. Yeah, the World Cup final, it was at 5 AM Melbourne time, so most of my viewers are Australian. So most of my subscribers would not be awake for that anyway. Especially on a Sunday, on a work day maybe. Actually, it would have been Monday morning actually for in Melbourne. Come to think of it, yeah, Sunday night. Still, I'm not expecting people to be up at 5 AM on Monday morning to watch a Davidoff stream. But there were some people. There were a couple of Australians in there. I wasn't watching the 3rd place game. I was working. That's all that was. But yeah, it ended up being 6-4. That was quite something. I got home as we scored a 6th goal. Yeah, 3rd place games are usually quite high scoring. They're not normally that high scoring though. They're not normally it doesn't really have that many goals. But normally it's higher scoring because the pressure's off. You can't win the World Cup anymore. You're just fighting for a bronze. And yeah, teams still take it seriously, but not as seriously as they would take a final or whatever. So they care less about defending and just about having fun. Almost blew it, yeah. He got to 4-3. I was just like, ah. Oh. Would be nice if we can build on this goal. Get another. Took a while to get our 2nd goal. Should have got it in the first few minutes of the game. Actually, no. At the start of the game, it was there was no goals for 10 minutes. But yeah, you get the point. From the first goal, just after the first goal, we should have got a 2nd. Coleman medal. Constant currently 4th. Yeah, it's the story of England. I don't know what we were doing in that game. We played very well for most of that game, then we decided to defend for 30 minutes. And it's just like... There are some teams that can work against, where you just give them the ball and you sit back and you just defend. There are some teams that can work against. It doesn't work against Messi. You don't let Messi have the ball. That's not... It's like we shot ourselves in the foot, and he got 2 assists, and they won 2-1. We were winning with 5 minutes left. It's very weird tactics. We brought on way too many defenders. And it made it so that if Argentina scored even once, then we wouldn't have the capacity to go and get a second goal, because we have so many defenders on the pitch. We can't counter-attack because there's no one there to counter-attack. Yeah, I think that was a last 10 minutes thing. Yeah, Argentina just had the ball constantly. Did I see what Fesquez was like? I did see that, yeah. Those penalties, my days. Don't know what was going on there. I don't know whose idea it was to let a 19-year-old defender take a penalty. I'm just like... You just put so much pressure on that kid. I guess he had the balls to take one, but my word. It's the first alarm of the stream. I keep my phone charged, so I don't have to charge it later. Gabba looking good from that sky view. Always a top memory, watching a finals game there. This is the first finals game they played in the last 3 years of Richard Grand Finals. I felt like I was witnessing the start of something. Logan Morris. It's a goal. At first I thought, please, wind, blow it that way. Nope. It was perfectly done. Seems like the only game I'll ever watch there. Yeah, definitely, yeah. That new stadium will be coming in. What's the time on the clock? 11:36. It's going to be a long half quarter this. I'm just hoping we can make top 4 still, which is looking fine right now. That isn't updated data, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're ahead of them even with a loss. That's nice to know. But it also means if Sydney win, then, you know, there's no chance you overtake them. Sydney got North. Nah, surely North couldn't win in the SC. No, that's round 24, so I'm looking at the wrong round. Sydney got Port Adelaide. Ah, they're definitely going to win that. Yes! D'Ambrosio, come on. Good finish. As the commentator said, anything will do, indeed. Anything will do. We need something to work. Hello Ethan, how you doing? Welcome back. 3 years ago, Sydney played Port in Adelaide, and Port somehow upset them and won by 120 points. I do remember that, yes. I don't think that. I got a feeling it won't happen again this year. You struggling to keep awake here? Fair enough. Post for the Lions. I feel like it's only a matter of time before they secure this victory. I didn't go to South Africa. I went to the south part of Africa, yes, but not South Africa. Went to Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Botswana. Got everything I wanted out of it, aside from I didn't see any lions. I saw lion. I did see lions actually. I saw lion cubs. It was a bit crazy. There were a bunch of little lion cubs in a bush, but no parents. They're definitely somewhere though in the grass. I'm looking around like, where are you? Where's the father? That was a pretty cool experience though, just in a safari wave vehicle. Very bumpy ride. I do have no luck with Hawks, I know. Flippin' neck. That Collingwood game. I thought we were going to win when we were leading at 3/4 time. Flippin' draw. Flippin' heck. It's pretty rare to witness a draw though, so I did witness some history though. To actually be in there in person, like a lot of people go to hundreds of games, never see a draw. That's my coping mechanism for watching Hawthorn not win another game. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, well, we saw a couple of wild cheetahs on the safari. It was cool. But yeah, they tend to avoid humans, generally. They're one of the least aggressive cats towards humans. They'd be more aggressive towards prey, obviously. They just don't see us that way. It's interesting how animals think. Because you see all these safaris and you're just like, how do lions not attack these vehicles? There's meat in these vehicles, basically. But apparently lions don't see you in the car. Like, they see you, but they see you as like one big thing. and you don't smell like food because of the, I guess because of the engine or whatever, but they don't see people in a car. They see the car. They see one big thing. It's quite interesting, that. The only Hawks win I've seen in person. Yeah, we didn't even play well in that game. Gold Coast gave us a bit of a scare towards the end, but we got the. That was a very cold day as well. Very, very cold day. It's not the ones you see need to worry about. Yeah, I know. But it was still like interesting to me because there was like we were in like this big safari vehicle, and there was another safari vehicle like in front of us, and we were parked pretty close to those lion cubs. Another goal for the Lions. We were like very close to those cubs, but the adults didn't show up. They would have showed up if you got out of the vehicle, of course. Yeah, no one's silly enough. Excuse me. No one's silly enough to do that. Well, actually, some people are. Just not when I went. Video of the Tour Africa while cheetah climbing in the car. Yeah, I've seen that one. Well, there's probably a few, but I've seen one of those videos. You think you'd sit next to some big fat tasty looking American tourist just to be safe? What I saw a lot of though was I saw a lot of elephants. I must have seen at least like 70 elephants in total from the three. I went to 3 parks. One in each country. Saw a lot of elephants, saw a fair amount of giraffes. A lot of baboons actually. A lot of hippos. And a fair few crocodiles. Oh yeah, buffalo. I saw like a whole army of buffaloes as well. There was like 60 of them just sat in the grass, just looking ominously. Didn't see a leopard. I wanted to see a leopard. Didn't see one, even though they were around somewhere. Saw no action though. Didn't see any fights or anything. Just saw animals just chilling, drinking water or whatever, or lying down. Why did I take an Uber from San Francisco airport? Take an Uber to the bus station, take the train to the airport. I don't even like that. That was 3 years ago now. I completely forgot. I guess I didn't look into options at that point. Because I've already been, I kind of want to go on another safari, but that requires going. I'm planning an African trip next year for a couple of weeks. But I wasn't planning it for safaris. I was just planning it for certain countries I want to see to tick off the list. But I might add in like one country for a couple of days just to see. I just want to see. I just want to see big lions in person. Even though I literally seen that. I want to see wild versions, not captive versions. Go on. Ah, damn it. I didn't see any wild dogs either. Those are pretty big thing in Africa. The painted spotted dog, whatever it's called. No hyenas. There were hyenas there, I just didn't see any. Cameron. No! That's another goal. I did say it's going to be a long quarter. Oh, yeah. Q Country Roads. Commentator said this is not what we envisioned. What, you didn't envision Brisbane winning against Hawthorn? D'Ambrosio, come on. That's not going in. Kind of knew that when he kicked it. Still in play. It's not even going to be touched behind. Or rushed behind, I should say. Just an all-round bad game for us. It's annoying. We could have got into quarter time leading. Can't be missing those chances. But like, you can't really blame this whole thing on those two misses in the first quarter. Like, it's just been bad. Aside from the first half of the first quarter, it's just not been very good. It's a good mark from Morris, not going to make the kick though. What's all that noise? Oh, it's my other computer, it's rendering videos. Oh, you mean the noise outside? Oh, my window's open. Either you're hearing my computer being loud or you're hearing noises outside from people and vehicles and stuff like that. Whichever noise you're referring to. What would happen if Brisbane kicked straight? what would happen is what we've seen in the last 2 years of finals, basically. It's just goal after goal after goal, just non-stop, just an onslaught. Oh yeah, just obviously just remember there's going to be no finals break, just straight into 2 finals games week 1. That's going to be fun. Then I got less time to make those little videos before finals. Who I want to win. Predictions. It's a very nice goal, that's maybe too little too late, but just on the stroke of half time. A very good finish from Impey. Definitely our best goal so far. Hello, Beamlumber, welcome. Hello, Speedy Dragon, welcome. We needed that badly, yeah, but we've been bad this whole quarter. Like, unless we have an incredible third, which I don't think we will. We may have lost the game in this quarter. Gift for membership. Ah, that reminds me, yeah, I haven't done August yet, have I? I think I did July during the World Cup. T. Cullen got it. Nice. It's quite rare that someone in the chat currently gets a membership. But there you go. Also, Tiger Time 36. Haven't seen him before. Could be a her. There's no specification there. YZY 777. Music Edits 23. I've seen that person before. DJ. Oh, DJ Janet. I think it's D Janet. I'm just reading DJ. D Janet Ajandraleva 895. I can't. That's definitely a name that I can't pronounce properly. That's nice. Right, let's gift the last 5. Flippin' heck, what are these long names? Reggie Miller okay, Reggie Miller is underrated. Okay, that makes sense. 8396. Brady Strayer, Wing Beacons 8760. Josh CU One Row. And Sportsnut. I've seen Sportsnut before in the comments. Not the other 4. Okay. Seeing some fresh names. We do have 5k subs, so there will always be some new names that pop up. Because it seems like sometimes the same 5 people get the same memberships. On Twitch, they got this thing where you can click on someone's name in the chat and just gift it to them directly. That's a thing you can do on Twitch. YouTube needs that sort of feature, so then we can finally give one to, like, I don't know, Epic Indian or whatever, or Luke. I'm not taking a shower right now, and the reason for that is I'm getting a lift to work later, so I can take a shower after the game, and I'll still be on time to work. So at least I won't be late to the second half. I'm still here right now. I'm only going to leave right now if I need a drink. Not need a drink. Sorry, I got a drink. I got water here. I mean, if I need the toilet. Since the guy hosted my stream that car racing, did I get more viewers permanently? No. I got a few extra viewers, yeah, but like it didn't have that much of an effect, no. In that stream, though, like people stayed for hours, so that was pretty nice. Like I had hundreds in the stream for the rest of the stream. But yeah, still pretty cool. That's like a big name YouTuber, millions of subs. Just gave me that. Like he obviously didn't pick me specifically. He just went on channel streaming F1 and just happened to pick me. I just happened to be streaming at the right time. I had people like, there were 2 people from work, from my workplace, that were in the chat as well. They were like, wow, my co-worker's a celebrity. It's funny how everyone at my old work basically found us out because like there was another guy who I was working with who was also doing YouTube, but he was like part of like a little group. They had like their own channel and everything. And he was telling people about his YouTube channel. And he said like, can you subscribe to him? I'm just like, yeah, sure I will. I subscribed to him with Davidoff Productions, and he's like, whoa, you have 5k subs? And then as soon as he found out, everyone else found out. It's like it was like a domino effect. But now, my new job, no one knows except for the people that I worked with in my previous job. Because the previous job, obviously, is shut down. My new job is not far from the old one. So there's like at least 10 people from where I used to work who also work at my new job. So apart from like a few of those people, people don't really know. So people don't have to be here. Yeah, it just randomly gives people subs. I get 10 free. They normally cost obviously, but I get 10 free per month that I can just give away. So it just gives someone in the chat or someone not in the chat, someone never heard of before. Just as long as they're subscribed, they can gift it to them. Yeah, it's a membership that you just get extra benefits, but right now there's not many extra benefits. Normally, like, sometimes I'll upload videos just for members for a few days and then everyone else gets the video. But at the moment, there's not much. Does anyone actually think we can come back? Because I don't think so. 28 points. Double the score. We need to win both quarters. I'd hope it's by enough of a margin, I think. I don't think we're going to have like a big quarter where we just smash them. I don't think it's going to happen. But you never know. I know what the Giants did here, but I don't think we will. Yeah, you can use the emojis in the chat. I don't know if you can use them in the comments. Maybe you can. I don't know. Wonder where Ravino is. Ravino is very on and off. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. Sandwich will give him a flogging half time. If Hawks will win or go down by 100. We'll see. Should I put a few doing work? Oh, interesting. Well, if it did work, these are the current ones that can be used. Maybe I need to swap the Gold Coast one for something because they've fallen off a bit. Got a lot of the clubs in there. There's 10. They've got 10 of the clubs. What about the guy who banned for 1 year? Who? Are we talking about Dynamic Pool or someone else? If it's Dynamic Pool, then it was 10 rounds, but then that increased. Remember, it doesn't count if I'm not streaming AFL. So these last few months I've not been streaming AFL. It doesn't count, so it's just been extended. Well, that one's on like round 17, 2027, so that's a while away. Assuming no extra extensions. But I don't remember who else I banned for a year. Unless it was him. Maybe there's someone else. If there is someone else, then I've forgotten them. I don't know who they are. I mean, Mr. Cat was banned, but that was like permanent. That was just like, get out of here. But yeah, there might have been someone else. I don't know. There's actually a lot of people on the ban list I have checked, but a lot of them are like parody accounts, you know, like fake accounts of people in the chat, stuff like that. There's even a fake me in there, I believe. We barely had half of half time. Feels weird. When I go and take a shower and come back, it's like the game's always started. But when you sit here waiting for the second half to start, it feels like a long, long time. Well, Thomas 30, yeah, he was permanent. That was definitely not a year. There were a couple points where I was going to unban everyone. One was Arsenal Champions League final. If we lost on penalties, obviously, would have been our first ever Champions League. If we won that penalty shootout, I would have unbanned the entire list. I was thinking about doing it. I just didn't put a community note. Just don't want to make it about that. And the other one was England doing well in the World Cup, which we almost made the final. I was like, well, I'm not doing that now. I say everyone. I would not have unbanned Ricky, but everyone else, basically. Problem is, like, there'd be like 20 accounts that was him, and it's just like, I couldn't tell you which one's him and which one's not. I don't note down the names of the fake accounts, so. And they'll like change names and stuff, so. Yeah, I don't remember which account that was, or who that was. Hawthorn Melbourne Thursday A4W. Why is the A4W round one like the first game? The first game's on Sunday, and then the rest of the round is the next week. Like, what was whose idea was that? It just looks very strange. Like, it starts on Sunday, ends on Sunday, the following Sunday. Yeah, yeah. That bus is a lifesaver. It's so convenient, and it's such a good price. I'm surprised there isn't a train line, to be fair. That'd make a bit of money. Because Melbourne's so well connected with like public transport, I'm just surprised there's not a train that goes to the airport. Are the Lions winning this? Based on the first half, they definitely will. Obviously, games can swing easily, but so far, so good for them. You put life-changing money on them. Interesting choice of fixture to do that for. Third versus fourth. I guess you get better odds in games like that. No point putting money on Brisbane to beat Richmond or something. Obviously, you might make money, but maybe not as much. The train was planned to open like 50 years ago. Still working on it then. They got a KFC advert on Fox. Very nice. They're still claiming to be planning to build it. Maybe it's one of those things that would never happen. By the time I come back, it might be open. Shipment not back before 2050. I'm hoping to be back in 10 years or so. I'm just obsessed with making that Antarctica trip, and that's just going to take a lot of time. But I also don't want to delay my Asia trips too much either, so I might do some Asia trips before I go to Antarctica. Yeah, I'm going to one more F1 race this year, which will be during finals, but like it's going to be on a Sunday, so I believe I won't miss any finals games. And I booked that like recently, like when I got back from Africa. I wanted to do it from last year, but like I don't know, because I spent so much in America and Australia, I just had no money left basically. But I didn't spend too much in Zimbabwe, so I did spend obviously on tours and stuff. But aside from that, like spending money wise, food was fairly cheap, so it was alright. They accept US dollars over there, so currency was easier to handle. They've got their own currency, they just prefer to use US dollars. Yeah, fair enough, there's still time, but I'd rather see the next 10 or so years rather than further down the line. I feel like as time goes on, it'll be harder to get there and more expensive. But that's partly because of, you know, inflation and stuff like that. But still, I'd rather. I feel like it will get more expensive in future, not just because of inflation. Amsterdam was last year, yeah. The race was actually in Amsterdam. It was in a place called Zandvoort. But it was only a 30-minute train ride from Amsterdam, and I was just like, I'm just gonna, because I wanted to go to Amsterdam anyway. I'm just like, I get a 2-in-1. But yeah, I also got a trip to Finland in November, just before GTA comes out. So I'm gonna come home and GTA will be out in like a day or two later, unless it gets delayed again. But I want one more chance seeing Northern Lights, so that's why I booked that. Only got one holiday planned next year, which is unheard of. Been going on multiple since 2022. But I'm planning like a 2-week trip to Africa next year. And then probably the year after I'll do a couple of the Asian trips. I want to go Vietnam first. That's the one that makes me want to. I want to go to Vietnam the most out of all the Asian countries. Do I seriously think GTA 6 will be playable on release? I think it will be. I don't think they'll have online on release, but they'll. But the story will be there. We'll see. There's obviously plenty of gaming companies that, you know, have their big launch and it just doesn't go well. You look at Cyberpunk as a prime example, but it's just like, because it's Rockstar, they seem like one unique company to like. They're a company that doesn't mess around too much. Doesn't, you know. They take their time. Is the point. I feel like if Rockstar had a bad launch, then than anybody can. I feel like they're the one company that shouldn't have a bad launch, but we'll see. It's just that they got a good track record, generally. GTA, Red Dead, Bully, what's the other thing they make? They normally don't let people down with their releases, so just hoping their track record checks out. Because if they fail, then the industry's got no hope. Excuse me. We missed another shot. Wasn't an easy one, to be fair. Bugs, and more bugs. I hope not. I just hope, you know, it is Rockstar after all. How often do they do things wrong? I mean, they do things wrong in terms of like other things, like the way they treat GTA Online compared to story, but you know, still. Only released one game since 2013. Yeah, but I think that also kind of shows they take their time. But you know, it's definitely possible it could fail, but I don't think it will. I have no idea. Goal for the Lions. It's going to be a long second half. It's going to be a long second half. What's tomorrow? Adelaide, Richmond. That one should be more enjoyable. Maybe not competitive, but More enjoyable than this. Bit weird that's the Saturday night though. Then again, Thursday night was a North Melbourne game and there was a pretty big shock, so you never know. $20.32? It might be slightly too soon. Behind for the Hawks. We should have about 8 goals. We can't kick straight. But yeah, when I come back, I'll definitely do Tasmania because at that point, the Tasmania Devils be the only team I haven't seen live, so I would definitely want to make that happen. I'd want to go back to Darwin as well. I want to get more out of those crocodiles. MP? Damn it. And yeah, that Brisbane Stadium probably be a good idea too. But probably not as early as 2032. Port's coach was fined $20,000 for making an airplane gesture against Hawthorn. Yesterday, John was exposed as signing a legal contract with a player around concussion, got no penalty. Interesting. Number behind for the Hawks. I said we needed a big quarter. We got 4 scores to their 1. But their score was a goal. None of our scores have been a goal. Still got 3/4 of the third quarter left. Watson! Let's go! He gets the assist for McDonald. We have a goal. I don't think the comeback is on. I just don't believe it. I refuse to have hope in this game, but at least we can kick straight. It's not a set shot, but at least we can, at least someone can kick into the goal, is what I'm trying to say. The old coach for Port is the new coach of Tasmania. Geelong got a history of. Geelong got a player of history of had not signed a waiver absolving the club of any legal responsibility for the players and health in the future. Interesting. I have not heard this before. I just remembered I was talking about saving up for Antarctica. Like the Euros is in England in a couple of years' time. We're hosting it with Wales and Scotland. I'm hoping to get some tickets because a couple of the stadiums are in London. That would definitely derail the saving up because I'll definitely apply. But it seems like they are still protecting them. I'm looking at this thinking, it's 4 goals. Quarter and a half to try and get 4 unanswered goals. And I at the same time I think it's not going to happen. Once you have Asian, you don't want to go back to Caucasian. Right, okay. I don't know what to respond to that. Give Nick Dacos Brownlow medal, celebrate the main course at West Melbourne. Sure. Cameron gets a behind. Feels quite ironic they got more behinds than us. Like, yes, they normally are known for not kicking straight anyway in a lot of their games, but it just feels like we've missed so many shots. Like, at least half our behinds should be goals. And somehow we have less behinds than them. I guess we've had less of the possession. Brisbane attacked a lot in the first half, so it would add up. Hip word from a fair distance. That's a very good goal. That's a very good goal. Commentary just said Lions after a testing period get a goal. The testing period being a team that can't kick straight. We tested their defending skills, maybe. I just hope we beat Collingwood. That'd be nice. Our record against them is not too bad, actually. We got quite a few wins against them. But we don't normally draw with them, so it's also that. Behind for the Lions. 10 goals, 10 behinds. The Lions' way. I think it's pretty embarrassing the fact, you know, we're a top 4 team and we scored 5 goals and there's only 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Adelaide will win as well, so they'll be within touching distance of us too. If we don't beat Collingwood, the position we could drop to, potentially. Wasn't it the team we always lost to? Yeah, we lost them quite often actually. Yeah, they won quite a few times in Tasmania. I think at least a couple of times. Adelaide to beat Richmond by 132 points tomorrow. I don't know what to respond to that, to be honest. Another goal for the Lions. What happened in 2012? Oh, the Adelaide Hawthorn winner. Oh, okay, yeah. I remember now. I'm just worried about how bad this could get. It's currently 44 points, and it's just like it seems too easy for them right now. And they get a bit of a percentage boost as well with this. So we got Collingwood and West Coast away. Okay, we need to beat Collingwood. We'll worry about West Coast later. We need to beat Collingwood. Mark for Hipwood. Like, literally, they just scored a goal. Can you survive the centre bouts? No, apparently. This shot is probably easier for Hipwood than the last one. It is a similar distance, just a better angle. Hipwood, come on, just get it over with. Oh, he's missed. Wow, we have hope now, guys. And we do not. Flipping 83 to 38. Flipping heck. Who do I take for the flag? I don't know. Like based on the season, Freo should win the premiership. They just look pretty. They don't look invincible. Giants beat them, but like they've just been on a rampage this season. But I need to wait and see what they do in finals, because there's plenty of teams that dominate regular season. Adelaide have done that a couple of times in recent memory, and they've just not done well in finals. Well, to be fair, Adelaide did well in 2017 until the grand finals. That's when they fell apart. But yeah, Geelong had a few dominant seasons where they didn't win the flag because they were poor in the final series. So I want to wait and see what Freo do in the finals. But based on regular season, they should win the flag. We'll see though. I'd be intrigued to see if Freo played Brisbane. I'd be very intrigued by that, because Brisbane are a team like when their backs are to the wall in finals last 3 years, like they know how to get the job done. So Freo versus Brisbane will be a very interesting finals game. Will I be hoping Freo? I mean, I hope Hawthorn win it, to be honest. But yeah, Freo have never won it, so I figured it would be pretty cool to see if Freo won a flag for the first time. Wouldn't mind seeing a first-time winner. Freo did, of course, make a grand final just over 10 years ago, so. Goal for Dylan Moore. Is there hope? No. Knowing us, will concede a mark inside 50 within 10 seconds of the bounce. Wacker? Isn't the Wacker a cricket stadium? The wildcard final week 1 could be Collingwood vs Carlton. Can you imagine? But yeah, it definitely could be. One minute to go. What time is Hawks Pies? It's a night game. Okay, I can watch the last 3 Hawthorn games of the season. That's nice. I mean, this one's not nice, but the other 2 maybe a bit better chance. Goal for the Lions. It wasn't 10 seconds, but they got a goal. 35 seconds. So it was 1 minute 10 when we scored a goal. Can't survive a minute. Yeah, Hawthorn Collingwood is Saturday night, and then West Coast Hawthorn is a Sunday night game, so I can watch all of those. Hopefully Hawthorn's not the twilight game in week 1. Or week 2 now, as it is. As long as they don't drop into 7th to 10th. Which we shouldn't, but you never know. To be fair, if Geelong lost, they won't lose though. They got an easy game. Geelong got an easy last 3 games. I was gonna say if Geelong lost, we'd probably be secure top 6, but we need to beat Collingwood. Did I see how wet that Blues Horse game was? I didn't. I don't think I watched even a clip of AFL since the World Cup started. This is like the first bit of AFL I've watched since round 13, and I'm just watching Hawthorn get battered. Just embarrassing ourselves today. Whatever Sam Mitchell said at halftime didn't work. Maybe it did work, we just can't kick straight anyway. We should do some practice and training. I'll be back. Need the toilet. Wait, so how does the finals work for 7th to 10th? Is it 7 versus 10th and 8 versus 9th? As normal? Yeah, I guess it is. And then, what, does 7 versus 10, 10th play the winner of... Who did they play the winner of? They play 5th place. And 8th versus 9th plays 6th place? Is that how it works? I don't know. I could probably just look it up, but it's more fun to ask. Freo versus Carlton Grand Final. I'm pretty sure will not happen. At least not this year. Highest ranked winner from the wildcard game plays 6th. Lower ranked plays 5th. Right, okay. That's a bit confusing, isn't it? So it depends on which team wins. So what, 10th could beat 7th and get a worse game? Actually, depends who finished 5th and 6th, to be fair. There was a point where Brisbane was struggling earlier in the season, and I would have said, like, if anyone could win the flag from 10th, it's probably the Lions. Especially the current Lions. But they won't finish that low now, they just, got enough points, probably. Who have Brisbane got? Last couple games. Suns at home, okay, Q Clash, and Collingwood. Collingwood, Brisbane at the MCG, final round, Friday night. Be there or be square. Saturday night on the final round, you got Adelaide Giants, which is nice. Geelong versus Richmond. Right. Even West Coast Hawthorn is a bit questionable. Yes, Hawthorn might have a position to play for, but West Coast are down there, and they have been down there for a while. And they picked that game, obviously, late. I'm not complaining, because I get to watch Hawthorn, but still. Speaking of the grand final, someone suggested Carlton Freos in the final round. The Freo they got Carlton last. Before that, they got apparently I'm blind. Oh, they got Melbourne. Melbourne at the MCG. Then Adelaide at home. Then Carlton. Is Carlton at Marvel or MCG? Marvel. Some interesting tests for Freo last few games. Who would I rather play a qualifying final, Sydney or Freo? Definitely Sydney. Sydney, I think, are better than us as well, but I think we have more of a chance. I know Free haven't played too much finals in general, aside from that, mid 2010s period, but I just I wouldn't have a lot of confidence against them at this point. Especially after watching this performance. Imagine figure out in straight sets. That would be mental. I don't think it will happen, but that would be mental if it did. Even when they finished, where was it? They finished what, 6th a couple of years ago? They managed to win a final against an experienced team. There's a much better Freo side. I would be very surprised if they messed up. It's possible they might win the flag, but like to go out that badly, I'd be very surprised. But we've seen crazy things in footy. We've seen some crazy things. So sometimes you never know. I just don't see it. Remember that giant miss kick? I do remember, yeah. Last 10 inside 50s, Lions 9, the last 9 in a row. just right now, just a few seconds ago, just really poor defending. We just don't know what we're doing most of the time. (2016) City at 151%. Freo could reach that. Yeah, it definitely could. But they've got 3 interesting games, so maybe they won't smash those teams. Don't know what margin exactly they need. Rayner kicks it wide. We're lucky they've hit a lot of behinds too. They've missed a few easy ones. Very nice goal from Lohman. Hawks 2012, 154. Collingwood 2011, 167. What's the record? None of those three sides won the flag. Biggest loss of the year? Not surprised. We've just been smashed today. Like that Melbourne game, but the Melbourne game obviously we got a lot of goals second half, which made it not as bad, but that one we got smashed as well. Wow, we got a goal, guys. We reached 50 because we reached 50 points before they reached 100. What an achievement. WA people can be quite strange. What, Western Australians? Are they quite strange? Has there been more alarms this stream? I've only remembered two. But there's one set like every half an hour. Still 11:45 left. Next Saturday against Collingwood is pretty significant for ladder positions for both teams. I'm just hoping for it not to be a loss. Just hoping. Before that, the Magpies go to Optus. Intriguing game there. Oh, I got a phone call. I'm going to mute myself for a bit. Yeah, sorry about that. You can't do that, you won't get bad in soccer, yeah. Yeah, there was a Champions League game where, if you don't know the context, there's a Champions League game where a player covered his mouth while insulting somebody, and apparently said something racist. We don't know because he covered his mouth, and he obviously denied it. So because of that, FIFA introduced the rule for the World Cup: if you cover your mouth talking to someone, it doesn't matter what you said. If you cover your mouth, it's a red card offence. It has led to some funny moments as well. The first time it happened in the group stages, the way the referee announced it was funny. There was another moment. Yeah, there's been a few moments where players have insulted other players without covering their mouth, and what they've actually said is quite funny. Obviously, not anything racist or anything, just, you know. It's 10:02 p.m. in Melbourne. Yeah, getting quite late. I don't know if that was touched or not. We might have scored a goal, we might not have scored a goal. I get why that's checked, just based on the angle that we saw. It was actually touched. And that's why we got the review system. It was a quick review. Juventus tomorrow. Yeah, it's pre-season, so a lot of European teams tour around the world to play their pre-season warm-up friendlies. We've not done it much this year, just around Europe. We normally tour around Asia quite a lot, or America. But yeah, there'll be a few teams in Australia. I guess Juventus is one of them. It's a way to, obviously, you know, play in front of fans from that you have in other places in the world. Quite a cool way to do pre-season. What made me choose Hawthorn? When I first watched AFL, I was just watching compilations on YouTube, and I just picked Hawthorn because I thought they were cool. Yeah, when I first started supporting, we were pretty bad. Well, the second season we made top 4, but like we were not a top 4 team, a top 4 quality team that year. Somehow we made it. Went out in straight sets as expected. Anyone even play these games? They do, yeah. Most seasons, you know, the best players play. But because the World Cup just happened, players that played towards the end of the World Cup, they get more of a break. So I think there were 3 Arsenal players that were in the World Cup final, but one didn't play anyway. But they would have got a month off after the final, so they'd still be on break. But yeah. So it won't be. Not everyone will have their best players right now for pre-season, but yeah. But if there wasn't a World Cup or Euros or whatever tournament, then as long as you're not injured, you play in pre-season. Obviously, you got to get your fitness up, but also it's part of your contract. The Hawks won the last 3 games at 1 point, each to take a 20. Yeah, we had a lot of classic games towards the end of 2018. We won like 6 in a row. It was quite fun to watch at the time, but it ended disastrously in the finals. In fairness, our first game was against Richmond, and they finished first. Yes, they did win the flag, but they were pretty damn good. Another goal for the Lions. It's funny because the first quarter was actually pretty close, and we missed 2 easy shots to take a nice lead. But second quarter onwards, it's just been Brisbane just a better team, like by far. Like it's not even close. Yeah, man. When I was gone, we won most of our games. Now look. Gonna say good luck to Hawthorn, considering I'm gonna watch our game against Collingwood and West Coast. Who was the other team again? When Ethan said he supported 16 teams, it was everyone except Adelaide Crows and someone else. I think it was a WA team. I can't remember. We've had this conversation before, but when they do add a 20th team, which I'm pretty sure they will, where do you think it will come from? Or will they remove a team? Merge a couple of teams. It's not going to stay 19 forever. I think we all know this. But nothing's been announced, obviously, so... Why would anything be announced? Because we haven't got Tasmania Devils yet. The point is that was announced years ago now. So it's definitely something that could be announced early. Remove North. Just remove them? No merger, just get rid of them. Be London Pigeons. Yeah, mate, a bit of a 24-hour journey to London to Australia every 2 weeks from London. That wouldn't be tiring. Who's Ethan Kelly? If you scroll up a bit, he's in the chat. And he's also on the screen. If you just look at the stream next to my head, you can see him at the top of the chat. Obviously that might disappear after a few messages, unless he says hi again. Bring the Concorde out of retirement. There's a Concorde sitting at Heathrow Airport. Like, the engine won't be in there, but like, the body of the plane is just sitting there. It's just like an exhibit, basically. There you can see, like, when you're on the tarmac, you got to sit on the right side of the plane, but before you take off, you can kind of like see it. One of the British Airways Concordes. Yeah, the Concorde was quite crazy because, like, you could see. Obviously, I wasn't on a. I never flew a Concorde, but like, you could see the Earth curve because it was you were that high in the air. That would have been mad to see. But even before that Concorde crashed, which is just unlucky because I believe there was debris from a previous takeoff from another plane, and the Concorde hit that. That crash was the nail in the coffin, but I'm pretty sure they were already planning on discontinuing it before that crash. Yeah, it would have been it was expensive to buy a ticket for, and apparently very expensive to operate. Apparently that was part of the reasons, like the cost of it was just so much, and it was part of the reason why they were, like, it might not have lasted long anyway, even without that crash that happened, but that was like nail in the coffin. Yeah, it was a Concord, London to New York. Three hours 30 minutes. 3 hours 30 minutes. I guess I can get from here to Greece on just a regular plane. Oh, is it Eagles? Yeah, I knew it was a WA team. Oh yeah, he's right there in the chat. You can ask him. No, but he hates the Crows because his primary team is Port Adelaide. So like that's his main team, but that's why he hates the Crows. Don't know why he hates West Coast. I couldn't tell you. Going, yeah. There was definitely a lot of financial issues with the Concorde. Would have been cool to fly on though. Would love to talk to someone who'd been on a Concorde. It would be cool to like hear what they experienced. I just like the idea that you can see the Earth curve from that because the plane was so high, and the fact you're going so fast. The apparently is 1350 miles per hour, Mach 2.4, 2.04. Cruising at 60,000 feet. Even the takeoff speed was 50 miles an hour. Like more than half of what a flight now would take from London to Melbourne. Like more than half the time cut off. Cameron gets the goal. As expected. If you left on a person in the evening west towards New York. Does someone actually appear to begin rising? Yeah, that would have been cool to see. Yeah, I don't expect us to go that far in finals, to be honest. But I just hope we make top 4. Then we'll make it to... I was going to say week 2, but it's going to be week 3 now at least. Week 2 for us anyway, from when we play. But yeah, if Adelaide and Melbourne win, they're also on 56 points, just 2 behind us. And we got Collingwood next, of course. And West Coast away will not be easy either. That's going to be a bit of trouble for us. But if we can just beat Collingwood, that'd be great. Constant gets the mark. As they say, Country Road. 1:15 on the clock. Chance for probably our last goal of this game. Of a miserable game for us. Goal for Gunston. You left over at 11 AM Saturday, arrived at San Francisco 7 AM Saturday, but you cheated went the other way. 15 seconds to go. It looks like 67 points will be the final margin. Unless something crazy happens last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go. If I was taking the bus to work, I'd have to leave right now. Would be a bit unprepared for that, but I'm getting a lift later on. Yeah. Lions looking good right now. I don't know why this AFL ladder on the website is very weird. Like, it does a live ladder, then it just resets to before the game after the game ends for a bit, and then it just sets itself back, which is weird. On YouTube, there's a home video someone took playing Camcorder. Okay, I'm gonna have to search that up. But yeah, the Lions win. There you go. Unfortunately, that's my first game back reacting. It would have been yesterday, but I just thought, Bulldogs North, nothing's gonna happen. And then North won. I'm just like, damn it, why'd I miss that one? But I should be back tomorrow for Adelaide Richmond, and then Sunday for St Kilda Carlton, and then obviously the last 2 rounds. We're very close to finals, obviously. I do need to learn to drive, yes. Before going back to, yeah, definitely to Darwin and the US. The US, you definitely need a car. Like, that's the only country where I felt I definitely needed a car. Everywhere else I've been okay. But yeah, that is all from me. I shall go get ready for work. There's your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and goodbye.